I've been thinking a lot lately about how there are not many platforms, at least that I have where I've searched, there are not many platforms that talk about blended families. Not so much blended families who are married, but the basically the beginning stages of a blended family. Um, Me and my boyfriend have been together for it'll be 2 years tomorrow. Yay, our anniversary. And we have a blended family. He has a son and I have a daughter. And if life and relationships came with a handbook, blending our families together, I really love a handbook if something's out there, but I also really love like advice and support and I don't know, someone to talk to when I just don't know the right answer, because it's all new for all of us. And Google's awesome, YouTube's awesome, everybody has a blog and they talk about how wonderful their life is and their spouses, which is awesome. Support black love. Black love is beautiful. Black love is awesome. Black love is everything. Black love is also important when you have a blended family, when you have a one person who has a kid and another person who has a kid, and they're coming together to love one another, to treat both kids as they are their own. And that's where we are right now. And we're in the 2 year mark here, and I figure, maybe if there's nothing out there, at least that I've seen about blended families, and talk about the good and bad and ugly, maybe I should be the first one to start. Or you know there could be other people out there who feel the same way that I feel, who has questions, who just don't know what to do. Briefly, I can tell you, like our first year here in Harrisburg. That's where we are, in Harrisburg. We moved from Philly. It was pretty rough. It was a lot of us getting to me and my boyfriend getting to know each other, but also getting to be have a second child in the house. And I'm so used to dedicating all my time to my daughter, and I'm quite sure he's used to dedicating all his time to his son. It was just kind of a learning period where so we have to make sure we have time for each other, but also time for the other kid, and how do we treat both of them fairly and give them their space and rules and structure, and try to treat them the same. But they're on different age groups, so it's kind of like you can treat them the same, but you don't want one kid feeling like they don't matter. And in the past year, that's some of those things have happened, and I thought about some of those things, and sometimes I just don't know how to approach it. Because in my eyes, if you're in my house and you're a kid, I'm going to treat you just like my kid. And I've got a rude awakening our first year here that you kind of can't treat someone else's kid like you treat your kid, because there's not certain rules, but there's certain things that you can do and certain things that you can't do, like discipline and like punishment, and just being an enforcer, when it's really technically not your kid. And I'm quite sure my boyfriend felt the same way. It's just I never had a son and he never had a daughter, so it was a good learning experience, and we are still learning. We're still learning each other, and I figure this will be a good time to reach out to other blended families out there and figure out, how are you coping? How are you dealing with discipline? How are you dealing with arguments and fights? How are you dealing with disagreements? How are you dealing with just making it? Like, who comes first? Your relationship or your kid, and stuff like that. Stuff that I don't know the answer to, and I'm just rolling with the punches and just keep going forward. And you're growing strong. But I wanted to get this platform just so, maybe there's somebody out there who feels the same way I feel. You're just rolling with the punches. You're just trying to figure it out day by day, just taking it one day at a time, which, it's awesome. That's all you can really do, is just take it one day at a time. And, it's not always going to be all happy-go-lucky. Sometimes it's just really going to be hard, and you have to fight for what you want. And if this is the type of thing that you want, then, you fight for it. You stay strong. Not every argument is going to be the end-all, be-all. But I figured this would be a great time to do this because, the kids are getting older. We are getting older, and, we're finally hit that 2-year mark again. We've been through a lot of hurdles, so it's kind of like a video diary / if you have any feedback, if you have any opinions, any options, any, I don't know, things that I can look up and read just so I can know exactly how to gear towards it, because I know everybody's relationship is different. That'll be awesome, because this is what, social media is here for. Google people who already been through this experience before, who will probably relate to our situation. But this is the platform that I wanted to use, and I really think that this was the time, especially what's going on in the world today. I'm like, every day is not promised, so I figure let's just share a little bit of our life, not too much, but a little bit of our life, and just see if anybody's out there feeling the same way, because our blended family it's working. It hasn't always worked. Like I said, it was a really big struggle. It was a lot of fights and a lot of arguments and a lot of sleepless nights, but we made it through, and we're still working on it, because this journey is not over yet. So here's to blended families and R&B love and all that other jazz.